ashiru zecha va'aranei lavoker chastecha ki hayita miskavli umanos beyom tsarli vani ashiru zecha va'aranei lavoker chastecha ki hayita miskavli umanos beyom tsarli
Good Shabbos, friends. Good Shabbos. Good Shabbos.
Good Shabbos.
So beautiful to be with you, Chazan Shechter. So beautiful to be with Laura and with Rabbi Rivera. And it's so beautiful to be with all of you here. Such a beautiful experience just to see the pages of this Siddur. Like I see all of you, each and every one of you in these little square boxes that won't be for long. It won't be for long, but it is for now. And what a bracha just to see your beautiful shining punims. What a bracha. So, friends, Nancy where it's sunny and Nancy where it's dark, and our friends Robin and John and Ellen and all of you here. We're getting close. So let's get close. Shabbat's that time for us to snuggle up with safety and longing, arrival and departure, all of that good stuff. Take a load off your heart and in your spirit tonight as we celebrate Shabbat, Martin Luther King, and all other sanctuaries of peace. Gane, 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 nam, fros, fros, chavivi, alai. It's Sukkah, Shalom Mecha. Gane, 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 na, na, fros, chavivi, Allah, etzunka, suka, shalom,
Gale, gale, gale. La. Froze, froze, Habibi, alive. Sukkot, Sukkot, Shalom Mecha. Ay, gale, gale, gale. Froze, froze, Habibi, alive. Sukkot, Sukkot, Shalom
Mama, I made this quiet. Mommy!
ad yelechu, lechu neranena, l'Adonai, Naniya, Letzor Yishayno, Nikandem afanav vesoda bezemiros narialo. Expressed through Shabbat and song, even if Arba'im Shana Kut Bidor, Va'omar Am Toei Levavchem, Vehem Lo Yadu Dirachai, Asher Nishbati V'Yapim Yevo'un El Menuchosi.
Shiru l'Adonai, shiru shir chadash, shiru l'Adonai kol haaretz. Shiru l'Adonai baruch hu shemo, basru miyom liyom yeshuato. Sapru v'goyim kevodo v'chol ha'amim niflotav. Ki gadol Adonai hu melameyot, no rahu al kol Elohim. Ki kol Elohei amim elilim, v'Adonai shmayim asa. Hod hadar lefanav, oz v'tiferet v'kasho. Havu l'Adonai mishpechot amim, havu l'Adonai kavod va'oz, havu l'Adonai kevod shemos u'mincha, uvou lechatzrotav, v'shtachavu l'Adonai b'adrat kodesh, ilu mipanav kol haaretz. Himru v'goyim Adonai malachav, tikon tevel, val timot, yadinamim b'mei sharim, yismichu hashamayim v'tagel haaretz, yiramayam u'milo yalo sadai v'chol hashemot, haz yiranenu kol hatzeyav v'nei Adonai kiva lishbot haaretz, yishbot tevel b'tzedek, ve'amim be'emunato, hayyanai, hayyanai,
Please rise if you're able, everyone. Kol Adonai
כל אדוני בהדר, כל אדוני שובר ארזים, וישבר אדוני את ארצי לבנון, וירקידם כמו עגל לבנון, וסיריון כמו בן רמים. כל אדוני עוצב לעבודש, כל אדוני יחיר מדבר, יחיל אדוני מדבר קדש, כל אדוני את הויל איילות, ויחסו ירוד ובחלו כולו מרכב. אדוני מבוי ישב וישב, אדוני מלך לעולם, אדוני עוז לעמו יצן, אדוני יברק את עמו ושלום. Hana bechoach gedula simencha.
Hi, Nisi. Wahoo!
Touch yourself. I can't do this.
Mom, I need to go.
Just go. Bye.
I'm just coming.
Okay, just go, Sonny. Just.
I know.
I'm now. Okay. Try again. Just go, baby. Just go.
Mama, can you turn this on? Turn this loud on.
She's gonna give it. She's gonna do it.
No!
Nisi's gonna do it. I promise.
Anna v'koach gedulas yemincha. Ay. Tatir tzerura. Oy.
גדולה ימינך תתיר. ענה בכוח גדולה סימנך. תתיר צרורה קבל רינה שמך. ענה בכוח גדולה סימנך. Hatir tzurura kabel rina samcha. Sagveinu Tareinu Nora. Oh, all the strength I have and need, I ask for more so I can breathe. Untie these tangles for the songs of joy we sing. Accept our flaws, accept our dreams, untie these tangles. Bless us, cleanse us with your grace. These times are hard, these times efface us. Untie these tangles. Receive our prayer, hear our cry. You know our secret and the reasons why. Untie these tangles. Shabbatenu kabelu shmat sakatenu yodea talumot hayadadai baruch shemo malchuto yolam baruch shemo. Amen.
Amen. Inspired by that, I invite all of you at this moment, with all of our stuff and all of the realness of what Shabbat is asking of us, which is to do our best to receive this gift, which is the gift of just being. As you bring awareness to your body, this vessel that has been holding you through the stress, the anxiety, the effort, the gravity of space and the enormity of time. Bring awareness to your eyes and your eyebrows and your furrowed brows. An awareness that, like a gentle breeze, is full of love, a caress, as it were, as I have my own little person. It's okay. Where's Lucy? Hi.
I can't stop.
So
But I always see the screen. I think I want to go in.
one more instruction before I both mute it so that you can have the beautiful silence, but also no more interruptions, just for 2 minutes of luxuriating in scanning your body for anything that can be released with gentle persuasion, just a gentle awareness of this moment, no pressure, just to be here. Let's take a couple of deep breaths together. Making room, making space to listen to these words from Rabbi Rivera and to allow our Shabbat poem along with our Shabbat pause to fill us.
Spirit soul,
What is in your name? A wounded canvas cries out, which direction is the wind blowing? Fields flickering with people swaying in them. Spirit soul, what is in a name? A tribe bucolic dreaming, catalyst culture, grafting harmony. From heavenly harmony, this universal frame began. Spirit soul, what is in a name? Break down rage of days, anthems to kneel by, to distill by, to know by. Spirit soul, what is in your name? Seismic tremoring, cascade of ashes hardening, caked on aristocracy. Spirit soul, what is in a name? Shaping class, staying life, breaking down invisible consoles. Spirit soul, what is in a name? O mystics in minor and major. O optimists in winter eulogies. Spirit soul, what is in name? We are here. We are what we need, spirit soul, that is a name. Or is that so? We are here. Hope is what we plead. Spirit soul, or is that so? We are here. We are why we lead. We are here. Respect is what we seed. Spirit soul, what is in your name? A warning, pay heed. We are here in this house. Spirit soul, where your name is creed. Spirit soul, love is in your name.
Many of you might not know this, but the phrase Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala P'nei Shabbat Nikabela has 26 letters. One letter for each of the numbers that go into the divine name. O spirit soul, what is in your name? Lecha Dodi, come beloved, greet beloved. Depth calls unto depth, and we sing with one another through our cubes. Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala.
Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala P'nei Shabbat Nikabela Oy Lecha Dodi Likrat Kala P'nei Shabbat Nikabela Shamar v'zachor b'dibur echad Hishmi'anu el hamiyuchad Adonai echad U'shemo echad L'shem u'tiferet v'letila לקראת שבת, לכו ונחה, כי מקום ברכה, ומראש מקדם, נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה, תחילה לך דודי נקרא השכלה פני שבת נקבלה
Shamash Melech Ir Melucha Kum Mitzei Mitoch Hafecha Rav Lach Sheves Emek HaBachar Vehu Yachamol Alaychem Lavo Lecha Dodi Likras Kala V'nei Sham Vasneka Abelam
Hit nari me'afar kumi lifshi big day tifartechami al yad ben ishai beit halachmi karva el nafshi ge Allah Lecha dodi lekrat kala penei Shabbat nekabilo lecha dodi lekrat kala penei Shabbat nekabilo
His oreri Kiva orech kumi uri shir daberi kevon havaya alayich niglava lecha dodi likras kala V'nei Sham Vasneka Abelam
We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Whoa, deep in my heart, I do believe that we shall overcome someday. Oh, likrat kala pnei Shabbat
V'nei Shabbat V'zot kami Zot yom V'yesu aniyeh V'nei Shabbat Kabbalat Shabbat Yassi salayre Shabbat Kabbalat Aliyah ish and it's Mukhan oh Lecha Dodi Hey! If you have your camera on and you're not moving, come on, a little bit. Just a shoulder, maybe, something. John's moving his head. I love John. Hey, hey, la 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 la, ay la 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 la, hey la la la, yeah. Ay la 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 la. Vase, we can't sing together. I'm singing with you. Hey, 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 hey.
Boi v'shalom ateret b'hala Gam b'simcha u'v'tzola Toch emunei am segula Boi chala Shabbat Hamakah Hayarai lecha dodi Hayarai likrat kalo Hayarai penei Shabbat nekabelas Hayarai lecha dodi Hayarai likrat kalo Hayarai penei Shabbat Penei Shabbat Penei Shabbat
So friends, in a moment we're going to hear live our amazing Laura Wolf render Shir Yaakov's beautiful poem and song. But just as we gather together and sing and dance, we bring to mind healing and invite all of you to pray for those in this community and beyond it who are in need of healing tonight.
Healer of the broken-hearted, by uncountable stars. You know who we are. הרופא ישבור אליו ומחבש לעצמותם מונה משבר הכוכבים לכולם שמות יקרא uncountable stars. You know who we are. Hallelujah. 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 One more time, sing with me. Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
May there be a healing in body, heart, mind, and spirit. And let's all say Amen.
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 Hey, friends. Good Shabbos. Wow. I heard each and every one of you say Good Shabbos. I heard it. It went right into my heart. But first of all, we're so blessed, aren't we, with such beautiful yearning davening. Amazing, right? It's just an amazing thing, even with all of the technology, just you can feel it. You can feel the difference, can't you, between davening that's from a real place and performance. It's really beautiful to be performing with all of you. But first of all, welcome. Second of all, we have a couple of brief announcements that we're going to go through just to let people know about what's happening in this beautiful community. Even as it's virtual, there's still many things that are happening both virtually and in real time. Chazan Basya.
Tomorrow. After tonight, there's tomorrow, and there's open book and Shabbat morning services, 9 a.m., 10 a.m. Register at romemu.shulcrowd.com.
Awesome. Also tomorrow, but tomorrow night, in honor of this of Martin Luther King, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Weekend, there's a Havdalah and a teaching tomorrow evening at 6 o'clock with the Romemu clergy and the Social Action Committee. Also register for that tomorrow night at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
And then this weekend, continuing, is our sponsorship of the New York Social Justice Film Festival. I highly recommend it, and you can get 25% off tickets if you enter that little code. So please join it online. It's pretty amazing. I'm just looking at my friend Beth all the way out where she lives. I'm thinking, I saw her eyes perk up for a moment. Maybe you can also virtually join a New York City, an amazing movie festival from all the way out there. Amazing. Also, just to let you know that our incredible community every year has a winter clothing and coat drive, and specifically this year, of course, with so much happening, we need winter coats and winter clothing. Thank you to Dr. Beverly Pincus, who's helping distribute them. So that's this coming Sunday. You can drop off during 1:30 to 4:30. Any clean and good condition coat, hats, gloves, and scarves. That's this coming Sunday. And also this coming Sunday, as well as 2 weeks from this Sunday, but approximately this Sunday, there's the Romemu Community Kitchen with the Mandala Cafe. They're making meals. We need volunteers. Come and put your hands to work, good hands and hearts to feed those who are in need. And of course, after this weekend, we know it's going to be a big week. So if you'd like to join us on the evening of Inauguration Day to connect, pray, whatever happens, we'll be here together as a community to share. Those of you who knew Chaya Bracha, Evelyn Goodman, one of the most remarkable humans I've ever met, and an incredible light in the Romemu community, know that she passed this year, and she had written a memoir. And the book, My Forgiveness Journey, will have a release party next Saturday at 12:30, next Shabbat, 12:30, after our services, together with Barbara Ziesel and Keith Torgan and the publisher Penny Eifrig. So that's next Shabbat at 12:30 p.m. And also beginning next Shabbat, a brand new program, really exciting. Every month now, we're going to have a COVID-appropriate, socially distanced gathering in person, tree walk in Central Park, both for adults and a special one for families with Rabbi Elster. So please join our team and the Green Team, and it should be really, really exciting and fun.
Mommy?
And last but not least, everyone, we know and we are acutely aware of how much support is needed at this moment. And our community has been supporting one another, and we've been especially buoyed by the Chesed Committee volunteers. And so if you need support, or you know someone who needs support, you just need to check in, just need to listen. Not only are the Romemu clergy team available, but of course, the Chesed Committee volunteers. So let them know at chesed, H-E-S-E-D, @romemu.org. And we thank them, Shelly Khan, Mijanu Moshe, and Jamie Askin, the co-chairs of that Chesed Committee. As we turn from our announcements and resources, we're of course so thrilled to have some of you who are here for the first time. Each week in Romemu Manhattan, actual presence, we used to have people come, right? We weren't sure if they were here for the first time, but they would stand up and let us know. And the analog of that now in the virtual space is you can, in the chat box, we'd love to see if you're here for the first time, put your name into the chat box over here and just let us know. You know, I'm David Ingber and I'm from, New Paltz, or Manhattan, or whomever you are if you're here for the first time. Let's do that. And also at the same time, we're going to be putting up one of those Mentimeters now just to see what you've brought with you this Shabbos. And you can go over to the chat area. There's a hyperlink. And as we announce those who are here for the first time, you can also find that link and then put in the answer to this query. What is it that you're bringing this Shabbat? So Michal Lipson and Alex from New York City, welcome. Nancy from Philadelphia, welcome. Sophia and Steve Olson from North Carolina, welcome. And Mitzi, here for the third time from Connecticut, we welcome you. Some fear and worry are here tonight as well. And trust and love, and we shall overcome. Anticipation, trepidation, concern, some joy as we mix both what you're bringing and who is bringing it. Steph Sofer is here from Chester Springs, Pennsylvania. I resonate with Yael, who said she has so much grief right now. Me too. at times feeling my tender heart and the sadness that it holds. And so many of us are holding that disappointment in the vaccine, determination, anti-racism. I'm putting into this box also the phrase from Rabbi Rivera, such an intensely beautiful phrase of in God's name, come in God's name. And what does that mean? In God's name. Love for MLK and dark chocolate. Dare we mix those things right tonight at Shabbat, Oneg, simple pleasures of humanity, the long view. Someone's daughter Sophie is bringing joy. There's love and there's hope and there's gratitude here tonight. There's love and there's hope and there's gratitude. We're bringing our questions, we're bringing our gentleness, we're bringing tonight our openness and our enthusiasm as well as our grief. And so as we make our turn now to another thing that we're asked to bring every time we gather, which is Baruch Hu. The gift of Baruch Hu is the gift of calling and responding, of being prompted by another human to show our own vulnerability, what it is that brings us low, and also to rise together as one. And so if you can, at this moment, physically rise, we invite you to stand for the Baruch Hu. Chazan Schechter and Laura Wolf, Chazan Schechter and myself will be calling and responding, leading us into the evening prayers into Baruch Hu. המבורך לעולם ועד.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed.
You may be seated if you like. We bless the evening and the changing of the patterns of shadow and light, reminding ourselves that every moment is fleeting. So as day turns to night, we bless you, divine mystery and source. Ela chaya v'kayemen, tami timloch aleinu le'olam va'ed, ruchan shechina, hamariva aravim, yarai, 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 narai, 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 ay, 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 ay.
אהבת עולם בית ישראל, אהבת עולם בית ישראל, עמך אהבת תורה ומצוות חוקים ומשפטים אותנו לימדת. We contemplate your truths. We rejoice in your Torah. Always for this is a love eternal that can't be taken away. Ki hem chayenu ve'orech yameinu uvahem negeh yoman v'layla. Hey, 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 hey. ואהבתך תציר עמנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל. Amen.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לעוז על ידיך, והיו לטוטפוס בין עיניך, וכסבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. והיה the second and third paragraph of the Shema. Actions that we see today irrigated by continual obstinance, control, egotism, will bear fruit. We will reap what we sow. ויצר את השמיים ולא יהיה מטר והאדמה לא תיתן את סיבולה ועבדתם מהירה מעל הארץ הטובה שאדוני נושא לכם ושמתם ישראל עליכם. למען יראו ימיכם וימי בניכם. I want you to live heavenly days right here on earth. Follow my program. כי מהשמש ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור דבר בני ישראל ואמרת עליהם יצאו להם ציצית. על כנפי בגדיהם לדורו שמו נתנו ציצית. על כנף בסלח לצלח עם ציצית. וריסם עשו וזכרתם את כל מצוות. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים יעוז לכם לאלוהים. אדוני אלוהיכם אמת.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה. מלכותך רע ובניך, בוקע ים לפני משה ומרים. זה עליינו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. Won't you help me sing these songs of freedom? Is all I ever had. Redemption songs. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני God Israel. Won't you help me sing
Songs of freedom, all I ever had.
Redemption song, 'cause all I ever had, redemption songs, these songs of freedom, songs of freedom.
All these songs of freedom are a canopy of peace along with us, over us, with us. Hashkiveinu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom v'hamidenu malkeinu l'chayim. Ufros aleinu sukat sukat shelomecha. Ufros aleinu sukat sukat shelomecha. Shalom 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 shalom. Let there be peace, let there be peace, let there be peace, let there be peace. Salah, salah, salam, salam. Baruch atah Adonai, haparei sukat shalom aleinu, v'yakol amo Yisrael, v'yal Yerushalayim.
And please rise, everyone, if you're able. Neshama Yizmeru b'nei Yisrael es HaShabbat Lasos es HaShabbat Ledorosam berisoy Angam ve'yeni uvein b'nei Yisrael osi le'olam Yishes yami Asadonai es hashamayim yes haaretz uvayom hashevi shavas vayinash.
Yitkadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah. Yamad yivrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei. Techai yechon uvyom echon uvchaye decho beit Yisrael. Bagala bagala uvizman kariv yimeru.
Yesh miraba mivorach Ve'alam yomei almaya yisbarach Ve'yishtabach v'yispar v'yisromam v'yisnasei V'yishadar v'yisalev v'yisalal Shmei dekudisha b'rechu Leila amina kol berechasa Ve'shir asa Tush bechasa v'nechem asa Damiran be'alema and let us say
Amen.
So dear friends, we have a few moments now for Amidah, for our silence.
gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching down to freedom land. Ain't gonna let racism turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let racism turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching down to freedom land. Ain't gonna let anti-Semitism turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let anti-Semitism turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking,
Keep on talking.
marching down to freedom land. One more. Ain't gonna let sexism turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let sexism turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on
Talking.
marching down the freedom land. Amen.
Hold on, hold on. Keep your eyes on the prize. Hold on. This Shabbat, we're all standing, aren't we? On the almost. We're almost at the inauguration of a new president and a new administration. We're almost there with seeing the vaccine that will finally eradicate this horrible global pandemic that has already taken millions of lives. We're almost there. We're almost there. But the hopes that are raised can also be shattered when you're almost there. The hopes that were raised by the election of a new administration and the discovery, the arrival of the vaccine, they were decimated to some degree by the deep darkness of the terror attack at the Capitol just over a week ago, and by the continued horrors of the raging pandemic as the numbers come in each and every day. It gets darker before the light. And that sense of almost there can be very anxiety producing, can't it? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Has it changed yet? Is it over yet? Can we trust again? Are we safe again? The question itself, right, is a question that as a father of young children, I hear all the time, right? Are we there yet? Every single road trip, barring none, every single one. Are we there yet? But even though children ask the question more often than not, it's not a childish question. We also, as adults, want to know when we have arrived and when we can safely and accurately say that we're here, right? And not only do we not want to know the arrival time, because, right, that's the whole point of traveling, getting there, but we want to do away with the anxiety and the uncertainty. We want to just be done with it, all of it. And not only do we want to be done with the uncertainty and the not knowing, but we also want to know if the pain is over yet, the pain of waiting, the pain of enduring. And maybe also we want to know if we have enough left in the tank to get us where we need to go. We want to know if we have the endurance that's required. So give me a sense, is it 2 miles? Is it 10 minutes? Is it 5 minutes? Is it a year? When will we arrive if it's met with false promises or even vacuous answers and platitudes? That question, when will we arrive, can also have us asking a separate and much more insidious question, which is, will we ever arrive? Will we ever get there? The horror of asking, will we ever get there, and answering in the affirmative, or I should say the opposite, the horror of asking that question and then having yourself wonder, you know what, maybe we're never going to get there. Maybe there's no end in sight. Maybe it's so far away, or we've tried everything, has us resigning. It has us giving up. It has us feeling overwhelmed. I'll just tell you something. This Shabbos, tomorrow morning, the Jewish people and Moshe Rabbeinu, Moses, our teacher, find themselves in precisely the same position. You see, last week in As the Torah Turned, Moses had come to the people, and he delivered a really powerful message of redemption. I'm here to solve the problem of your slavery, to solve the problem of your suffering, of your long suffering, of your anguish, of your anxiety. I'm here, Moshe says. And the people first resist, and then they give in, and Moshe leads them. And then Moshe comes to Pharaoh, and things only get worse. We know that one, right? The way that in the beginning of waking up, in whatever context it is, things often seem to get worse before they get any better. And sure enough, that's what happens in last week's Torah portion. Moshe shows up on the scene, and yeah, it gets worse. And Moshe then goes back to God, and he complains bitterly to God and says, God, why did you send me? From the moment I came to Pharaoh, from the moment I came to speak in your name, God, it's only been worse and worse and worse. And at last week's episode of As the Torah Turns, things look bleak. Moshe is essentially turning to God as a pastoral care moment and saying, God, how can I go forward? And so everything is riding on the beginning and the opening of this week's Torah portion of tomorrow morning's episode, where essentially God is being called upon, like a good therapist or a good rabbi or a good friend, to give Moshe chizuk, to strengthen Moshe. So everything matters in the beginning of tomorrow morning's reading. The first 9 verses will lay out God's programmatic instructions on how to get through this impasse, this resistance, this moment. And so the Torah opens with God speaking to Moshe saying, hey, Moshe, when I appeared to the ancestors, I appeared to them in one God name, the El Shaddai. El Shaddai was the name of God that I appeared to the ancestors. Ushmi Adonai, and the name, the Yud He Vav He, the 4-letter name of God, was not the one that I used with them. That's the first piece of God's advice. Cryptic. Not sure exactly how that helps. If anybody here has any good insight, right? If you came into my office and you said to me, I'm really struggling, Rabbi, and say, listen, I want you to know, to your Bubby and Zadie, you, Elliot, right? And you, Fastberg, in your ancestors, there was one God name, but there's a new God name in town, and his name is Yud He Vav He. That wouldn't exactly help you, would it? And then God goes on and says to Moshe, go back and tell the people that I'm the one that will take them out. I am the one who made the promise to their ancestors that I would bring them to a new land that I had promised to them. A litany of active verbs. Hotzeti, hitzalti, ga'alti, lakachti. God is full of activity. Tell the people all of these things are about to happen. Go, Moshe, go. And Moshe goes back to the people. Vayidaber Moshe came. He says to the people the things that God had said, and they couldn't hear it yet. Eventually, they do hear Moshe's words, God's words. But what exactly was the good advice that God gave to Moshe? Rashi, the great medieval exegete, says this. When God said to Moses, I appeared to the ancestors with one God name, but this name that I'm giving you, this is the name that I'm using uniquely at this moment. Rashi says, I am giving you the name that means I not only make promises, but I fulfill them. Go back and tell the people that I am the God who not only makes a promise, but I keep it. A simple interpretation, a simple moment from Rashi that opened me up so powerfully to what I need to hear this Shabbos, and maybe what you might need to hear this Shabbos. Eric Goldstein, the head of the UJ Federation, New York, sent out an email, and in the email, he quoted Dr. King's dream. And he said this about Dr. King's dream. He said, Dr. King's dream came with a plan, and it has no expiration date. There's no expiration date, God says to Moshe, to tell the people. There's no expiration date on the promise of love. There's no expiration date, God tells Moshe to tell the people. There's no expiration date on the promise of hope. There's no expiration date on the promise to become the country that we should and could yet become. Go back, Moshe says, to the people and give them chizuk and tell them I made a promise, and the promise had no expiration date. It wasn't used up. I got one of these apps recently. I got into eating, into eating. I've been eating for a long time, but I got into cooking, and I got, an app that has that keeps an inventory. And every time something expires, it sends me, like your milk expired. Don't drink it. God says to Moshe, he says, listen, it's been a long time coming. When will we get there, right? I understand your frustration. I understand their frustration. But you go back and tell them that there's no expiration date on that promise. I made a promise, and even though it's going to take a long time, it's going to come true. Don't give up. Don't give up. Within the last 12 months, we've endured a pandemic. And that pandemic has laid out before us structural, systemic inequities that we know have existed for centuries. We have endured together the pain of a presidency that brought us to the brink of fascism, brought us to the brink of potentially breaking that promise of a democratic and just polity, a democratic and just world for us and for our children. We're on the brink, and we've been exhausted, right? And we're scared too. I'm scared a little bit. I'm tired of crying. I'm tired of living in a world where what is essentially the vehicle for the delivery of the good called social well-being and human flourishing has been co-opted by lies and by a cult-like personality that has half of our country in a trance, making excuses and gaslighting. And here we are, so close. And it got darker in the last couple of weeks, and it may get darker yet. But I can hear Moshe saying, there's no expiration date on that promise. So hold on, and keep your eye on the prize. Don't give up. Don't give up. My friend here that's working with our kids, he's a wonderful young man, and each day he's teaching them lessons. He's a wilderness guy. He takes them out fishing and takes them out hiking. It's been a blessing and a need that we had as a family, supporting our own healing at this time. And this week, Danny was telling the boys about a coach he had in high school, a basketball coach that really believed in him. and saw things in him that he didn't see in himself. And Danny went on to say, like, not only did he have these things that he saw in me, but he had me live up, and all of us, he said on the team, live up to something that was beyond us. He would say, Danny said about his coach, that his coach would say to all of his players, you know what, just when you think you're at the end, you have a little bit more in the tank. And I'm here, he said, as a coach to give you that push. And then he said that later on in his life, when he was much older, well beyond his high school years, he decided to run a marathon, and he was coming towards the end of the marathon, and he had about 5 miles left, and he was done. There was nothing left in the tank. He was done. And his coach could hear the voice. Could hear the voice of his coach saying, you can do it. You can do it, Danny. You got it. You can do it. This Monday will be the 35th year that our country commemorates that great prophetic being, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And his birthday. Dr. King had a dream. And he also remembered, because he knew well his Bible, that like Moses before him, he too would have to deal with a sense of enervation. He would have to deal with and lead people through despair and a sense of hopelessness. He was speaking, after all, to people who had every reason to give up on this country and to give up on their dreams, but Dr. King gave a dream. And he said that there was a promissory note that would one day have to be paid off. He said that the arc of history is long. What's the expiration date on love? What's your expiration date on hope, on empowerment, and on goodness? I believe in us. I believe in us, even as we come close to the edge of what we can endure as a global community. We're going to hold on and keep our eye on the prize. I appeared to your ancestors as Shaddai, God says, but I give you the name of promise fulfillment. There is no expiration date on redemption. We'll be with you, all of us together, in the coming days and weeks and months, and all the work that has to happen in the years ahead, to not go back to where we were, but to go forward to where we've yet to be. We shall overcome. Please rise, everyone. Solidarity.
Sheivota elevavecha
Ki Adonai
ki Adonai
Hu Elohim
hu Elohim v'hashevota
Hashevota
elevavecha
Elevavecha
Ki havaya,
Ki Havaya
Hi Elohim,
Hi היום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
We invite everyone to please bring awareness to those names that will appear on the screen now, members of our community and relatives who are being remembered in various stages of our mourning, of holding them in blessing at this moment as we remember. We invite you to please rise for the mourners Kaddish if it's your custom. Stand with the mourners. Yiskadal Yiskadash Shmei Rabbah.
Amen.
Yalma Divrach Yerusei V'Yamlich Malchusei V'chayechon U'V'Yomechon U'V'chayei Dechol Beit Yisrael Bagala U'V'Zman Koriv Yimeru Amen.
Amen.
Shmei Rabbah V'Vorach V'Vorach V'Yishtabach V'Ar V'Romam V'Naseh V'Hadar V'Taleh V'Talal Shmei Dekusha B'Richu Leila Min Kol Birchata V'Shirata Tushbechata V'Nechemata Da'amiran V'Oma V'imeru Amen. Yehi Shloma Rabbah Min Shemaya V'Chayim Tovim Leinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'Meru Amen. Useh Shalom B'Mromav V'Ya'aseh Shalom Leinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'Al Kol Yoshvei Tevel. And let us all say Amen.
Amen.
May the memories be a blessing. I'm aware also of, our dear Nancy Levin and Frank Levin. Frank buried his mother today. Her name was there, but I just wanted to bring that attention to our community. We send our love to you, Frank and Nancy, and the whole family. So many smiles right now amidst the sorrow and amidst the enormity and amidst all of it, just presence of being with all of you, breath and spaciousness, even space to grieve, and also to find joy amidst all of it, to find joy. All of the interruptions tonight were brought to you by God. She was on top of everything, making sure that we didn't take ourselves too seriously, because the process of praise should be also play. And so thank you, Saadia, and I'll thank my own children when I see them. And I'll also remind each and every one of you that Shabbat is an invitation to be as human as you possibly can be, and to give other people that permission to just to be human, right? So Baruch Hashem, sitting around you, some people whom you love, I hope, and a couple of people that we want to just shout out and say, you guys are awesome, our incredible team. Tonight, Yesher Koach to Chazan Shechter and her unbelievably beautiful channeling of her connection with spirit. And also Laura Wolf, we miss you so much, Laura, right? It's like unbelievable.
I miss you too.
So amazing. your voice, and Rabbi Rivera and her always powerful words. Thank you so much. And to some people who are behind the scenes tonight, so Rebecca Feldman on the screen and also on many screens, and also Willie Kane, your amazing team. And this young man named Jeffrey Kahn, whose picture appears on your screen, many of you who are members of our community will know our executive director, one of the founding board members, and one of my closest friends. And there he is with Saadia, with his own playful, prayful person. But because of Jeffrey's...
He's got a Sinai, not a Sadia.
Right, only one Saadia, only one Sinai. So friends, just to take a moment, we're not in our physical space right now, meaning the Romemu Center, but many of you know that Romemu purchased the Romemu Center a number of years ago, on October 12th, 2018, so 2 years ago. And this week, thank God, due to the incredible work of Jeffrey Kahn and our president of our board, Peter Takif, we finally secured a mortgage on our building, and thank God, that is just a big blessing, a big bracha. So thank you to you, Jeffrey Kahn, a huge yesher koach on all of that work. It took so much sweat and tears and patience, and you held on. You didn't lose, right? You kept your eye on the prize and you held on for us and for this community. And now that beautiful building is full of the incredible students of Beit Rabban who are learning Torah there, every week. So thank you. Into this cup of blessing, so many brachot, so many blessings. Please rise for the Kiddush. ויער ויבוקר יום השישי, ויחולו השמיים הארץ וכל צבאם, ויחל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישבח ביום השביעי גם מלאכתו אשר עשה, ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש עשו, כי בו שבס מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות צברי.
לחיים, ברוך אתה אדוני, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kadsho, b'yava uvratzon nechilanu, zikaron l'maaseh v'reishit, ki hu yom techila, l'mikra'ei kodesh.
יציאת מצרים,
כי בנו בחרת,
ואותנו קידשת,
עם כל העמים,
בשבת קודשך,
באהבה וברצון,
הנחלתנו.
ברוך אתה אדוני,
ברוך שמו,
מקדש השבת.
Amen.
Let's see everybody as we say good Shabbat.
Shabbos.
Good Shabbos.
Good Shabbos, everyone. Yasher koach. Robin, Tammy, good Shabbos. Asher Chaim. The Fastberg. Shabbos, brother. Good Shabbos.
It's Shabbos, Mallory. We needed you tonight.
Micah and Shefa. Good Shabbos, Andrea. Good Shabbos, Jory.
Robin.
And Bruce. My friend Elaine. Good Shabbos, Elaine.
Carol. Shabbos, Carol.
Shabbos. Put on your cameras, guys. Shabbos, Ilana, Marla, and Jeff. Cami and Sarah T. Robin, it's so good to see you. I haven't seen you in so long. Robin Staver, good to see you.
Shabbos, Carol.
And David Willinger.
Carol.
Shabbos, Andrea, Daniel. It's Shabbos,
Ariana.
Kevin and Abby, Rose, and Mark and Valerie, Joe and Ronnie. Deborah Nussbaum Cohen, how are you feeling? Getting better?
Cami.
Bob and Emily, miss you guys.
Andrea,
Shabbos,
Daniel.
Kathy.
Lisa.
There's Bess. Hey. Benjamin,
Ariella.
good to see you.
Wendy.
There's Jerry. Jerry Corman. Shabbos.
Alexandra and Kevin.
And Shambhavi.
999.
Joan and
Nikki
Matt.
Berg, haven't seen Nikki in so long. Keith and Barbara, you guys you got to eat them up, Keith and Barbara. You gotta make it Mr. Green
Oh,
Golly.
Susie and Pam.
Ronnie.
Ronnie. Bess. Catherine Harding. Joan.
And
And
Karen.
Abby.
Good Shabbos, Julian. Love to all of you. Angela, on Domain.